Good morning from me and Dracula. Yeah. I gotta get back into the spooky spirit today because I just watched Natalie's of Nitty Natty. I just watched her Sockmas live this morning and I'm all excited about Christmas or the winter holidays. I don't celebrate Christmas specifically in a religious way. I celebrate Christmas traditions because I grew up celebrating Christmas traditions, but minus all of the religious aspects. I just don't, they're not relevant to me. So, but the winter solstice is my favorite time of year, and as soon as Thanksgiving is over, it's just a constant ramp up to the most magical time of the year. So I'm already getting excited about it, but I need to calm down because we have some spooky stuff to talk about today. So I need to get back into the October spirit where we currently are now. It is Tuesday, October 11th, I think. I don't have my phone on me today, so it's like in the other room charging. So we're just gonna guess on everything today. My name is Leigh. Welcome to the corner. This is the corner of my studio slash knitting room slash craft room where we talk about crafty things. This is a video podcast mostly about knitting, some crochet, some cross stitch, some sewing. Let's get into it, I guess. Before I start talking about projects, if you did not watch my last video, which was a vlog style video updating on my fall winter knitting plan stuff, you may want to go back and watch it. It also had updates on all of my other like current projects. I did like almost like a vlog cast type thing where I talked about all of my current projects in there. And oh, I'm not wearing my wedding ring. I took it off to shower earlier and I forgot to put it back on. So yeah, go back and watch that because some projects that you saw last episode may have been finished by since then, and I talked about them in that last video, but won't mention them here. Yeah, I don't really have much in the way of finished objects. I have not been finishing things. It's a little bit, I'm a little bit stressed about it, honestly. I do want to give an honorable mention. Oh, I have one finished sewing project, a little dinky one. But I do want to give an honorable mention to these 3 pairs of finished socks because they have had the ends woven in and they have been washed and blocked. So these are finished now, not just pseudo finished. So honorable mention to these guys. Project pages, or my Ravelry, will be linked below, and all there are project pages for everything down there. All the knitting stuff, at least. I don't often make project pages for my crochet stuff. Sometimes I do, but not always. All right, I think I'm going to show you my other finished object now. This is sewing. I made myself another Halloween project bag. And this one I am much happier with. I mean, I'm happy with the other one I showed you, the one with the little skeletons on it. That one's fine, but I used it as practice for my machine because I am not like machine literate yet. And I think I may have been a little bit ambitious with my skills on the machine for that one. This one, I sewed all the things that I felt comfortable with sewing on the machine, but did all of the finishing and extra stuff by hand. So it turned out much better. And this is my new little project bag. Isn't it cute? It's got this gradient spider web, and I picked yellow ribbon for the drawstring because there's just a little bit of yellow in this spider web. And it's also sparkly. It'll pick up on camera. So cute. The bottom fabric here is a little bit dirty because it is, ooh, we won't do a close-up of that. It's got dog hair all over it. But the bottom fabric here is actually denim. It is scrap fabric from a pair of jeans I cut off to make shorts. So We're reusing things here. And then the lining fabric, I'm obsessed with. The lining fabric is this adorable, like, rustic stripe in Halloween colors. I actually bought enough of this fabric to make a shirt. So I may be making myself a Halloween shirt. And that is my only finished object. And I'm so happy with it. I love it. I made myself a couple of little knitting bag, pouch style knitting bags last year for like Christmas themed ones. And they were smaller. This is a much more agreeable size, I think. There's like wiggle room in here. The little Christmas ones I made, like they fit a ball of yarn and a sock, you know, socks while you're working on them, but there's not a lot of like extra space. So I think I'll be making them this size from now on. But in here are my brain just stopped. My brain absolutely stopped. Anyways, in here are my Hocus Pocus socks for Brad. I have finished the first one. These are yarn from Murray & Company Wool Goods. Yeah, I don't think I have a tag anywhere. These are from Murray & Company Wool Goods, and they are the Mystery September sock set. And they are Hocus Pocus themed. They're, I believe the color is called the Sanderson Sisters, or just Sanderson Sisters, and it's this really beautiful, variegated, so gorgeous, and this contrast color came with it. Beautiful. I'm using it for heels, toes, and the little tip of the cuff. And I'm making these for Brad, like I said. I'm doing a 3x1 broken rib texture, and I have gotten this far on the second sock. Last time I showed this on camera, which may have been in that last video, the vlog, I just had some of the orange, and I've literally just done like 5 rows since then. But it's better than nothing. I love this yarn. It is the yak sock base, and it is so soft and fun to knit. I've just been distracted by other things. So that is my first whip also in my only FO. Now, what else do we have here? I don't even remember what else we have here. Oh, next whip we have is another pair of socks. And these are my October striped socks. As I explain every episode, I am doing a self-imposed challenge where I knit a pair of striped socks every month for the entire year of 2022. And these are my October socks. I have finished one sock. The light is very extreme today, so I'm sorry if the shadows are like bothering you. Brad came up here. He knows I'm filming. Anyways, these are these. Look at this color. Isn't it so good? This is a self-striping sock yarn from Area 51 Fibers. I don't believe I have a tag for it either. Oh wait, I do! Oh, I had both. Here's the one for the last pair of socks. It was hidden under a bag, Murray & Company, and it is called Sanderson Sisters. And there's the fiber content for the yak base, if you're interested. And then this here is Area 51 Fibers, and the color is called Speckle or Spook. Super cute. I did use a contrast color for the heel and toe only, and it is just a pure black. He knows better than to come wandering around when I'm filming. All right, he's gone. Okay, Brad's home today, and he came up here to use the bathroom instead of downstairs to use the bathroom. I don't know. The contrast color here is actually some leftover Brooklyn Tweed Peary, which is their fingering weight, like worsted spun base. And I've used it for socks before, and it actually holds up fairly well. I've knit a couple of pairs of socks with it as the heels and toes, and I've also knit a pair entirely out of Peary, and they hold up fine. There's no nylon in them, but they're really tightly plied, so they felt a little bit, but it's overall pretty good. And since I had a scrap of this beautiful pure black Puri, I thought it was perfect for the contrast color for these. And I am on the leg of the second sock. I absolutely love this color. And the Area 51 fibers, this is their Sturdy Alien base, which I think is just a 75-25. Nope, it's an 80-20, but it is not a 2-ply, it is a 4-ply, and it is plump. It's a plump, sturdy feeling base. I love it. So one sock done, little cuff started of the second one, and that's that. I have my AirPods and my wallet in here that do not need to be in a project bag. I will be wondering where they are. All right, next. Oh, also, by the way, I ordered, the reason this tag is so teeny tiny, a 50-gram skein of this self-striping, which if a dyer offers it, I will order 50 grams every time because I don't need a full 100 grams for a pair of socks. So as I do always with self-striping yarn in a 50-gram skein, I split it beforehand into two 25-gram balls to make sure that I had enough for both socks. Just FYI. And that project is in my Mountain State Stitches project bag from summer sock camp this year. My cute s'mores camp bag. That's my second whip. Now, my third whip is in this project bag, this sparkly vinyl bag from Black Pearl Magic. And if I turn it this way, you can't really see what's inside. There are two projects in here. One of them is a secret test that I cannot show you, but the other one is a new pair of socks I cast on a whim. Also, before I forget, I didn't mention this at the very beginning of the episode, which I should have, but I have LeighKnits MKAL update for you today. So if you're interested in that, that will be coming here very, very shortly. I also have some exciting news. Anyways, let's get back to this. All right, in here I have not only a mystery test knit, but a pair of vanilla socks, just because I felt like casting on something new, which is why anyone casts on anything, right? The yarn is this beautiful skein of highly variegated sock yarn. It's almost micro striping, and it came with two minis. These are the minis that it came with. And this is a Sorella sock set in the colorway Salem. This is her OG Salem sock set. It is the classic sock set that is 100% merino wool because it's back before she even offered a nylon sock base. So this is deep, deep stash. And I've pulled it out like 12 times thinking about casting it on, and I finally just decided to do it. Just get it over with, just cast it on, call it good. So I did. I still have a little bit of a cough, but at least I don't sound quite as bad today as I did in the last episode. My cough also isn't as bad as it was. But here we go. This is it. You can see kind of, it's hard to tell on the rib a little bit, but you can see it's kind of micro striping here. And then I did a fat stripe on the leg of each of the two contrast colors, and then I will be knitting the rest of the sock in the main color, and I will do 2 more stripes around the toe. That is the plan so far. So not a whole lot to show you yet, but this is going to be so beautiful once I get like a big chunk of the variegated showing up here. Very exciting. So pretty. Now, what's next? I think we'll talk MKAL first. I am participating in the Stephen West MKAL this year. I participated 2 years ago with Slipstravaganza. I did not participate last year because I had a feeling deep in my gut that I wouldn't like the shawl. And guess what? My gut was right. I was not a big fan of the shawl last year, and I don't think I would have had a fun time knitting it. So I didn't participate last year, but I had a feeling this year that I did want to participate. So I got yarn and I'm participating. I talked through the yarn that I picked for this in the vlog. Why does he keep coming up here? I'll go over it really quickly again here, but we are doing a knit along at my local yarn shop in collaboration with a local yarn dyer, ex-Libris Fibers, Rita, who we have collaborated with before, but we wanted to get like a Halloween themed knit along going on. So I will be participating in that because, or I am participating in that because I'm doing my MKAL out of the Halloween yarn. So I'm double dipping. It is so beautiful. I am making a Halloween themed shawl for the West Knits MKAL this year. It's called the Twist and Turns, by the way. I did not say. These are my colors. For the main color and the first contrast color, which I guess are like the two main colors, the ones that have, you got 2 skeins of each of them, I have the color Dark Dance, which is this beautiful, almost tonal black. I have dog hair on everything. Can't be sorry about it. It's just the way it is, living in a doghouse. And the Jade Unicorn. And these are my 2 first colors, and they're so nice. This yarn base is also so luxurious. This is Rita's Shirley base, which is a nylon-free fingering weight. It is 100% superwash, not lies. It is a superwash blend of merino and rambouillet, and it is so plump and squishy, and it's so good, so good. And my contrast color, my pop, is Firestarter. Is the name of this color. Oh my goodness. Look at this Halloween nonsense. Oh, it's so good. Those are my colors. Today is Tuesday. I have to finish the first clue by tomorrow. It'd be cool if I could finish it today, but I have lots of things to do, so that might not happen. But if you don't want spoilers, I will put a timestamp here of where you can skip to keep yourself safe, because I'm about to show my progress on clue 1. It's all over the internet, so if you haven't seen it yet, good for you, but I'm not that worried about keeping it a secret because, I mean, Steven's video is out and the clues are all posted online and stuff, so. But if you do want to keep it a secret, skip ahead, because I'm about to show it now. Oh, look at that. I am just 2 or 3, I can't remember. I'm almost done with a repeat that I did this morning. I did a green stripe and half of a black stripe this morning. And each repeat is 1 green and 1 black stripe. I think after I'm done with this black stripe, I just have 2 more repeats of the pattern and then the bind off repeat. But this is how mine is looking. This green is knitting up so beautifully with those patches of like gray and speckles of purple. Oh my gosh. And I didn't know ahead of time, like it was a mystery, none of us knew. I decided I wanted to do a Halloween version and I did not know or did not expect that the first clue would look like a spider web. It looks so spooky. I love it so much. So far, I'm feeling very, very good about this. So that's the back side. I got really antsy and started doing the little finger braid details. And it's just looking amazing. I went through and double checked this morning my stitch counts and I was off a few and I had to do a little bit of like adjusting, but you cannot tell. And I'm to the appropriate stitch count now. I was only off like 2 stitches in a couple of different places. But yeah, that's how mine's looking. Oh boy, it's so pretty. I'm so glad I decided to participate this year. And it's actually really fun. The first few repeats of the pattern, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it through all of this because it's kind of tedious and not all that fun, but I started getting the hang of it and now it is much more enjoyable to knit. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know what to expect. If everything's a mystery. Thursday we get clue number 2, and who knows how I'm gonna feel about it then. So that is my MKAL update for you guys. Brad opened the front door and it made my studio door open. Old houses, man. Old houses. Weirdos. And that is in my yellow project bag that I got on Etsy from a mystery seller a long time ago with, this is the one I keep most of my knitting themed pins on. Whew, okay. My lemon. Gotta shut my door. It came all the way. All right, my last whip is a very, very exciting one. I'm not gonna show you the actual whip itself yet because I'm still figuring it out, but I will show you the yarn and tell you about it. I have decided that it is time for me to design a sock. I am designing a sock pattern and I'm so excited about it. I will be trying to knit through 2 samples of the sock, 2 individual socks. And then I will be putting out a call for testers because I will need several testers. Just kind of casually. I've knit enough socks that I'm pretty familiar with how socks go, but I need a couple of testers for other sizes and for variations because I have a few variations for this sock pattern. I sure am jumping in the deep end with this one. Where do I start with this? I am designing a pair of colorwork socks. The person who doesn't like to knit pattern socks is designing colorwork socks. But I had this idea, and I've had this idea in my head for a minute. I have a couple of sweaters that I got from Goodwill back in college. And they're from like the 80s, I believe, late 80s, early 90s maybe. I thought it would be really cool to make socks inspired by them. So I finally sat down and I broke down color charts and ideas for like textures and things, came up with the pattern for my socks, and I have been starting to knit through 2 samples and have already been like adjusting things, but I'm about to get through these. I'm about to really hunker down and crank through these 2 samples, write up my pattern, and then call out for testers. But I am doing a 4 color version, a 3 color version, and a 2 color version of these socks. My bangs are just out of control today. Pretty ambitious, I know, but I think it'll be fine. I just want to give people options because if you want to do all 4 colors, which is how the pattern is intended to be knit, you can use scraps or mini skein sets or whatever. I am using commercial sock yarn for my samples because I have, you know, a huge stash of commercial sock yarn in pretty solid colors for heels, toes, and cuffs. Also scraps. So let me show you the colors I've picked for my 2 samples. For the first sample, I am doing this color for the main color. It is actually navy. Fioccolana Arvetta sock. This is the main color, or contrast color 1, contrast color 2, and the contrast color 4, which is a pop of color. Knitting my first sock sample out of this. And then my second sock sample is going to be the 3 color version. And I'm doing this as my main color. Contrast color number 1 and contrast color number 2. So that is my second version. And y'all, I'm so excited about these. I cannot wait to get them knit up and written up and get them out to sample or test knitters because I'm so excited. Have not written sock patterns before, though the idea has crossed my mind because I thought that I wasn't interested in it. I was like, I just want to knit socks. I don't want to design socks. But I had an idea for socks, and if I have an idea for a sock pattern, I might as well write it up because why not? So I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited about this pattern. I think they're going to be super cute. I cannot show them to you yet because I am still figuring out the bitty weird things that are going on with it. Keep your eyes peeled. I will update you. I will show you. I probably won't mention them again until I have a sample finished, and I will announce on here in a podcast when the sample is finished. Show you what it looks like. Open up applications for testers. Follow me on Instagram if you want updates on that too, because that's probably where I will be putting the tester call out for my colorwork socks. Since I'm only doing a sample in the 4-color and the 3-color versions, I will definitely need testers for the 2-color versions, at least one in each size. And I will also need testers for the 4-color versions and the 3-color versions in the other sizes that I did not knit. So I will need probably, let's say 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6, 11 test knitters. Hopefully I have 11 friends. And some of you guys maybe who will be willing to test for me. And that's all I have for whips. I have sweaters galore that I have not touched because I have been knitting furiously on my shawl, my Twist and Turns MKAL shawl. Between that and socks, that's been all my knitting. I've been working during the day, you know, so I only have evenings and the weekend. I did get a lot of knitting done over the weekend, but it was all shawl and socks. So no updates on any of my other whips. And I do have acquisitions. I have one acquisition to share. Well, it's 2 things. They're both from the same thing. But Brad and I went to the neighborhood, like our little neighborhood fall festival thing. We have a business here in the neighborhood. They have a couple of locations around town, but one location is here in our neighborhood along with their warehouse location, which is where they store stuff and also host events. And they hosted a fall festival. They like kind of took over the block, and they had food trucks and they had a fire pit and a pumpkin patch where you could buy pumpkins and carve them. They had like a carving station, and they had vendors set up selling their lovely, delicious and also beautiful goods and stuff. They had like artists, and they had candle makers, and they had soap makers, and they had a plant sale. They had some of their own, you know, products for sale there. I bought a plant that I probably shouldn't have, but I did. And they also had a yard sale, which is a bunch of their like old stuff and people affiliated with the shop. They probably all like toss stuff in, you know, for the yard sale. But they had fabric at the yard sale. So I bought a couple of things. I bought, these are very exciting finds for me, I think. Oh no, I really need to vacuum up here. God, this floor is so dog hairy and my hairy. The first bit of fabric I bought is this vintage, what is this? Cranston Village, or a VI print, Cranston Print Works. I don't know what year this is from, but it's vintage quilting cotton. And I don't actually know how much is here, but I got this vintage quilting cotton in this really fun kind of Western style pattern, and it was only $2. There's a $2 sticker on it. I have no idea how much is here, but it is a pretty hefty little stack, so I think it should be enough for, at the very least, a short sleeve shirt. If not, I can use it for bags. So I got that. Hopefully it's enough for a shirt. And the other one I got is, this one is actually labeled with what it is, a 2-yard piece of Matanzas by Agnes Preston. This is a 1977 fabric, and it is 2 yards of this. It is a kind of hefty cotton, like a light canvas maybe, and it is this pattern from 1977. Oh, this is the pattern. I got 2 yards of this. It's so cute. I would also like to make like a shirt out of this, but we will see. 1977. I love it. And this was $5. A little $5 sticker on here. $5. Can't beat that. So that's what I got. Those are my only acquisitions. Love a yard sale with fabric in it. It's got a couple of little blips on the canvas fabric. It's got a couple of little blips, like it looks like maybe a moth had gotten to it at some point, but it should be fine. Should be fine. All right, that's it for stuff. Crafty related things. I can give you some life updates if you're into that. Like I said, Brad and I went to the Fall Fest on Sunday, which was really nice. It was a good time. We got some iced coffees. The weather was beautiful. We ate some poutine by the fire. Well, we ate some poutine and drank some iced coffees around the little fire pit. Got to see a friend Evelyn there, who's Evelyn of Cups on Instagram. She popped over and we had a little bit of a conversation while she waited for her new husband to show up. So it was nice seeing her. We got some fabric and I got a plant and it was just a good time. We decided on when we're gonna be going home for the holidays. Brad requested his time off for that. I need to tell my family when I'm gonna be home. I told my mother because we'll be staying with her, but that's it. We scheduled our inspection for the car because our inspection is due this month. Oh boy, besides that, I have been working. I didn't mention at the beginning of the episode, but I'm an illustrator, a full-time illustrator. I am doing a daily art challenge. I have 31 days of prompts. I'm not doing one every day. I'm doing a couple a day so that I can like stay ahead of the game because I'll be traveling at the end of the month for a few days. So I don't want to miss out on those days. But I am following my 31 days of prompts and doing sketches for all of them. So that takes up time every day. But I also am additionally working on picking some of the sketches and making them into big finished pieces. And I'm trying to like experiment and have a good time and really just kind of like grow my process throughout this month and play around with new subject matters and like all sorts of, you know, a learning experience. But like I said, I'll also be traveling at the end of the month, so I also have to prepare for that. So it's mostly just been working. I have a lot to do and I have a lot of pressure on me. We are gearing up for the holiday season soon, which is usually my busiest time of the year, but there's always a calm before the storm. So it's a little bit slow right now, but I'm trying to like plan ahead. So I think that's all I have today. Thank you for being patient with me while I was sick. I was like out of town for a while and then I got sick, so my episodes have been a bit all over the place, both like with timing and also with like me as a person. I'm just kind of all over the place. I wasn't 100% here for all of it, so thank you for being patient with me. I've had a lot going on, but I think we're finally starting to mellow out here, chill out, get better physically, and we can get back into a regular filming schedule. That'd be good, right? Oh, also let me know if you are interested in a Vlogmas, because I've always wanted to do Vlogmas, but this is the first holiday season I won't be like working outside of the home, so this really seems like the first time a Vlogmas will be a realistic goal for me. So if you're interested in Vlogmas, I think I might try to do it this year. Filming every day. I'll probably try to film every day starting the day before December 1st so that I can stay a day ahead of Vlogmas. Let me know what you think. I'm interested, but I want to know if you're interested. That's all I got. Thank you so much for watching today, y'all. I love chatting with you and I appreciate you coming back. I also appreciate any of you new people viewing here. I hope you enjoyed this time in the corner. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching and I will see y'all next time.